Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Monogram Awards presentation. My name is Bill Matthews, Oliver Ames Athletic Director, and I will be your host for this event. The purpose of the Monogram Awards ceremony is to honor our senior student athletes and celebrate their athletic careers here at Oliver Ames. Before we get started with the presentation of awards, I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of our coaches. They work tirelessly to make our athletic programs competitive and fun for our student athletes. I would also like to take this moment to honor Don Byron, our boys basketball coach, who succumbed to cancer after a long and valiant battle. He was a consummate professional with a passion for basketball that was remarkable. He loved the game and will be sorely missed by all of us. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you to the parents of all of our senior athletes. You have done a magnificent job with this group of young folks. I can say I truly enjoyed working with them and watching them compete. Finally, I would like to thank our school committee, Superintendent Leisha Cabral, Principal Wes Paul, and Assistant Principals TJ Flanagan and Kathy Queeley for your dedicated support for our athletic programs. Oliver Ames High School has a great history of athletic accomplishments. OA won its first state championship in 1911, which was in boys basketball, by the way. We have won nearly 200 Hockomock League championships and 18 state titles. But high school athletics is not just about championships and trophies. It's about building character. It's about learning life lessons through athletic competition. It's about instilling a culture of respect toward others. It's about accountability and responsibility for yourself. It's about learning how to face and overcome adversity. I hope that our senior student athletes accomplish great things in their lives using the experiences and lessons learned here at Oliver Ames. It is a special privilege for each of our senior athletes to have had the opportunity to be a part of our great Oliver Ames High School athletic tradition. It is now time to present the Monogram Awards to our senior student athletes who now become a part of that great tradition. William Acker, cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Spring track, varsity letter, 1 year. Ashley Almeida, lacrosse, varsity letter, 2 years. Amari Andrew Brown, basketball, varsity letter, 3 years, captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Sophia Anistam, field hockey, varsity letter, 4 years. Philippe Assis Almeida, soccer, varsity letter, 1 year. Brianna Bell, basketball, cheerleading, varsity letter, 2 years, captain, 1 year. Football, cheerleading, varsity letter, 1 year. Jordan Bennett, volleyball, varsity letter, 3 years. MIAA student ambassador, 1 year. Anna Marie Bertoletti, swimming and diving, varsity letter, 3 years. Matthew Bissonette, football, varsity letter, 1 year. Catherine Bach, cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Sean Bach, lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Peter Bosader, football, varsity letter, 1 year. Abby Boyce, field hockey, varsity letter, 2 years. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Michael Brannigan, lacrosse, varsity letter, 2 years, captain, 1 year. Trey Buggs, basketball, varsity letter, 2 years, captain, 1 year. Alessandra Byron, soccer, varsity letter, 2 years. Ross Carroll. Ice hockey, varsity letter, 4 years, captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Connor Sarasulo. Cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Haley Chan. Cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Jeremy Clark. Wrestling, varsity letter, 1 year. Kaylee Clark. Softball, varsity letter, 2 years. Dante Casavera. Football, varsity letter, 2 years. Wrestling, varsity letter, 1 year. Benjamin Cohen. Soccer, varsity letter, 3 years. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Evan Condon. Cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Stavros Constantino. Wrestling, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Molly Crabtree. Softball, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Remington Creighton. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Wrestling, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 2 years. MIAA Student Ambassador, 1 year. Brendan Cross. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Captain, 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter, 2 years. Mitzi Crow. Cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Dylan Couples. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter, 3 years. Anthony DaCosta. Soccer, varsity letter, 3 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Jaden Daly. Indoor track, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Outdoor track, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Margaret Davenport. Field hockey, varsity letter, 2 years. Rachel Davis. Cross country, varsity letter, 3 years. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Swimming and diving, varsity letter, 2 years. Jason Dennehy. Football, varsity letter, 2 years. Brady DeVos. Soccer, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Eastern Mass Soccer Coaches Association All-Star, 1 year. Christopher DiNicola. Football cheerleading, varsity letter, 4 years. Emily Dion. Field hockey, varsity letter, 3 years. Logan Domenico. Golf, varsity letter, 2 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Kevin Duggan. Basketball, varsity letter, 2 years. Jessica Ehrlich. Basketball, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Kiana Esterman. Swimming and diving, varsity letter, 4 years. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Solomon Fife. Basketball, varsity letter, 2 years. Julia Flanagan. Cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Caroline Flynn. Basketball, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 3 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 3 years. Volleyball, varsity letter 3 years, captain 1 year, Hockomock League All-Star 1 year, Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic 1 year. Gage Fritchman, soccer, varsity letter 1 year. Nathaniel Fulford, baseball, varsity letter 2 years. Alexandra Jenis, field hockey, varsity letter 2 years. William Gianni, golf, varsity letter 2 years. Ski, varsity letter 4 years, captain 1 year. Katie Gillespie, swimming and diving, varsity letter 2 years. Haley Gilman, field hockey, varsity letter 3 years. Indoor track, varsity letter 2 years, captain 1 year. Hockomock League honorable mention 1 year. Outdoor track, varsity letter 2 years, captain 1 year. Jared Goldman, soccer, varsity letter 1 year. Jonathan Gordon, baseball, varsity letter 3 years, captain 1 year. Ava Hall, skiing, varsity letter 2 years, captain 1 year. Emily Hahn, field hockey, varsity letter 4 years, captain 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star 2 years, Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic 2 years. Tori Harney, basketball, varsity letter 3 years. Volleyball, varsity letter 2 years. Elsa Harrison, basketball cheerleading, varsity letter 1 year. Sawyer Haverly, gymnastics, varsity letter 4 years. Hockomock League All-Star 1 year, Boston Globe honorable mention 1 year. Senior National Gymnastics Team 1 year. Belle Howe, football cheerleading, varsity letter 4 years, captain 1 year. Ella Islip, cross country, varsity letter 2 years. Lacrosse, varsity letter 1 year. Ashley Ivanovsky, cross country, varsity letter 1 year. Sam Kagan, golf, varsity letter 1 year. James Keene, indoor track, varsity letter 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter 3 years. Ava Kelly, swimming and diving, varsity letter 4 years. Hockomock League All-Star 3 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic 1 year. MIAA Student Ambassador 1 year. Braden Kelly, baseball, varsity letter 1 year. Football, varsity letter 2 years. Wrestling, varsity letter 2 years. Jaden Krauski, basketball, varsity letter 2 years. Football, varsity letter 2 years. Courtney Lake, field hockey, varsity letter 2 years. Tennis, varsity letter 1 year. Captain 1 year. Taylor Lake, softball, varsity letter 2 years. Captain 1 year. Ashlyn Latham, gymnastics, varsity letter 4 years. Captain 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star 3 years. Senior National Gymnastics Team 1 year. Kevin Luis, soccer, varsity letter 3 years. Hockomock League All-Star 2 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic 2 years. Eastern Mass Soccer Coaches Association All-Star 2 years. Liliana Lozano, lacrosse, varsity letter 2 years. Captain 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star 1 year. Jack Maggot, cross country, varsity letter 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter 1 year. Katie Marsh, cross country, varsity letter 1 year. Nora McCallum, gymnastics, varsity letter 1 year. John McCarthy, cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Outdoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Catherine McCormick, cross country, varsity letter, 2 years. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Skiing, varsity letter, 1 year. Tennis, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League honorable mention, 1 year. Ryan McKinney, baseball, varsity letter, 1 year. Jarrett Malika, outdoor track, varsity letter, 2 years. Colin Milliken, indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter, 4 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 2 years. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Boston Globe All-Scholastic, 1 year. Boston Globe All-Star, 1 year. Boston Herald All-Scholastic, 2 years. Eastern Mass Soccer Coaches Association All-Star, 2 years. Massachusetts All-State All-Star, 1 year. United Soccer Coaches Association All-New England Team, 1 year. Massachusetts Gatorade Player of the Year finalist, 1 year. Derek Milliken, baseball, varsity letter, 1 year. Sarah Morley, tennis, varsity letter, 2 years. Volleyball, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Cameron Morrow, cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Outdoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Gavin Morrison, football, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Benjamin Murphy, basketball, varsity letter, 2 years. Kiara Nagel, gymnastics, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Carl Eric Nelson, lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Andrew Nicola, basketball, varsity letter, 2 years. Hockomock League honorable mention, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Football, varsity letter, 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter, 3 years. Hockomock League honorable mention, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Ed Rollinson Unsung Hero Award, 2021. Matthew Nigro, baseball, varsity letter, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Ice hockey, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Matthew Nikichuk, soccer, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 2 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Eastern Massachusetts Soccer Coaches Association All-Star, 2 years. Hockomock League Scholar Athlete, 2021. Emily Nuss, lacrosse, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Catherine O'Donnell, cross country, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 3 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 3 years. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Emma O'Donnell, soccer, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Douglas Oliveira, lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Anna Pacito, football cheerleading, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Christian Papasadero, baseball, varsity letter, 1 year. Rachel Paul, cross country, varsity letter, 2 years. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Emma Pereira, ice hockey, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 2 years. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Boston Herald All-Scholastic, 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Eastern Massachusetts Soccer Coaches Association All-Star, 1 year. MIAA Student Ambassador, 1 year. Susan Rivard Best Female Athlete Award, 2021. Peyton Phillips, Field Hockey, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Annika Prasad, Skiing, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Abigail Curzoli, Cross Country, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Alexander Ramirez, Cross Country, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Indoor Track, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Outdoor Track, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Megan Reardon, Cross Country, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Indoor Track, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Outdoor Track, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Nathan Reservitz, Cross Country, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 3 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 3 years. Indoor Track, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Outdoor Track, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Skiing, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Jaden Ritchie, Baseball, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Football, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Wrestling, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Captain, 1 year. Alyssa St. Louis, Swimming and Diving, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Kyle Sarney, Cross Country, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 3 years. Boston Globe All-Scholastic, 1 year. Boston Herald All-Scholastic, 1 year. Indoor Track, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Outdoor Track, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Valentine P. Moscato, Best Male Athlete Award, 2021. Emma Sharkansky, Lacrosse, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Aiden Silva, Outdoor Track, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Griffin Silver, Baseball, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Esme Silverman, Tennis, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Grace Simone, Indoor Track, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Softball, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Captain, 1 year. Celine Swaden, Tennis, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Jack Souza, Indoor Track, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Captain, 1 year. Outdoor Track, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Captain, 1 year. Kostas Spiliakis, Baseball, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Golf, Varsity Letter, 1 year. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 1 year. Juliana Stevens, Swimming and Diving, Varsity Letter, 2 years. Samantha Stretton, Swimming and Diving, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 2 years. Hockomock League MVP, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Boston Herald All-Scholastic, 1 year. Hockomock League Scholar Athlete, 2021. Hannah Strike, Field Hockey, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Carol Sullivan, Basketball Cheerleading, Varsity Letter, 3 years. Captain, 2 years. Football Cheerleading, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hayden Tahavori, Swimming and Diving, Varsity Letter, 4 years. Madeline Taylor, soccer, varsity letter, 2 years. Sarah Taylor, gymnastics, varsity letter, 2 years. Maximilian Tower, baseball, varsity letter, 1 year. Football, varsity letter, 2 years. Kevin Tremblay, ice hockey, varsity letter, 2 years. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Lacrosse, varsity letter, 1 year. Benjamin Turner, swimming and diving, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 2 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 3 years. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 2 years. Emma Varela, softball, varsity letter, 3 years. Ryan Ventura, indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Outdoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Soccer, varsity letter, 1 year. Daniel Vilas, basketball, varsity letter, 1 year. Football, varsity letter, 1 year. Jonathan Vixamar, football, varsity letter, 1 year. Indoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Outdoor track, varsity letter, 1 year. Captain, 1 year. James Walsh, golf, varsity letter, 2 years. Captain, 1 year. Liam Walsh, football, varsity letter, 1 year. Jake Wells, cross country, varsity letter, 1 year. Captain, 1 year. William Whiteside, baseball, varsity letter, 1 year. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Basketball, varsity letter, 2 years. Maggie Woods, field hockey, varsity letter, 4 years. Captain, 1 year. Hockomock League Honorable Mention, 2 years. Hockomock League All-Star, 1 year. Brockton Enterprise All-Scholastic, 1 year. Kelsey Yell, basketball, varsity letter, 2 years. Jenna Zioli, cross country, varsity letter, 2 years. Alexandra Zwirl, basketball, varsity letter, 1 year. Volleyball, varsity letter, 2 years. That completes our award presentation. In closing, I have a few thoughts that I would like to share. Folks refer to this past year as unprecedented, challenging, a new normal. I like to think of it as unique, one of a kind, a difficult but valuable life lesson. Sure, I wish it was a normal year. The adjustments we had to make to field all of our sports was daunting. Compromises and sacrifices were made by everyone. But when it was all said and done, we did it. You did it. And the thing that stands out most for me is how grateful our student athletes were just to have the opportunity to compete. It didn't matter that the rules were changed, or that they had to wear masks, or they had to sanitize their hands every time they went on or off the court. They adjusted. They overcame the challenges. They found a way. So although this past year was not ideal, that it presented many new and different challenges, that it caused us to miss out on some of our cherished experiences, it provided learning opportunities for all of us. It tested us. As seniors, you passed the test. But guess what? There will be more tests, more challenges in the future. Your ability to climb the mountain that was the challenge of this pandemic has prepared you for what comes next. Look back with fondness on your 4 years at OA, and even of this crazy pandemic-changed year. Years from now, you will have deep and lasting memories of this time. You may not believe this, but many of the most cherished memories will be the times you, your friends, and classmates found ways to celebrate life in spite of the pandemic restrictions. Know that the true test of a person's character is not when things are going well, but rather when times are tough. That's when you see the true character of a person. And know that tough times don't last, but tough people do. You, our seniors, had the strength of character to power through the challenges and tough times of this year and are ready for the challenges to come. I know that the experience gained competing on our athletic teams has helped prepare you for these challenges. Thank you, seniors, and best of luck to all of you in your future endeavors.